but you're gonna love him. There's no one else like him in Northern Colorado comedy. He is the one, the only French accent.
Cholo. There's so many Mexicans in Greeley, you can go to a Chinese buffet and get a taco. That's a true story. It's called the Panda Buffet, and it is right there. You've been there. You've got a taco. You know. Go there sometime and get a taco. You can poop your pants. As you should for eating food that is simultaneously Mexican and Chinese. So is a really fat gay dude a juicy fruit? Don't tell that joke to a fat gay dude! That is how I lost this eye! I was like, you're a juicy fruit. He's like, I'm big boned, bitch! And he pooped my eye out. Turns out they prefer to be called bears, unless they're Asian, in which case they're panda bears. Puts a whole new spin on the Panda Buffet, doesn't it? I went there looking for some Chinese food, not some Chinese dude! Because they didn't have any bamboo. All they had was man boob out the wazoo. I just went Dr. Seuss on you. That joke is one of the dumbest ones I've ever written. You ever find yourself being accidentally racist? I'm sitting in this restroom, or this restaurant, whoops. Freudian shit slip. I'm sitting in this restaurant. That was good. I thought that up just now. I'm sitting in this restaurant. And as I'm sitting there, this Chinese dude is staring at me for like 10 minutes. Finally, I get uncomfortable. I said, what's the matter? You see something you like? Hop Sing? He said, how did you know my name? Am I the only guy? I see an Asian dude walking down the street. He's got a regular American accent. It throws me off. Because I see him coming down the street. I'm thinking, you break it, you buy it. But he's just like, hi, I'm Tom. Same thing when I run into a black dude from the UK. In my mind, I'm thinking, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. But he's just like, oh, it's nearly time for tea. Don't even get me started on sober Native Americans. You didn't like that. I think that's funny as shit. I don't mean it seriously. It's okay, changing tack. You know what you call a prostitute who keeps an extensive record of all her johns? Tally-ho. This small duck is called a duckling, and this small goose is called a gosling. When a midget takes a dump, is that a dumpling? Now you know where dumplings come from! I bet you had no idea! Consequently, a game of duck, duck, goose with only one midget, that shit is unfair. I told that joke at the midget convention, they threw fresh dumplings at me! Glad that got a little laughter. You see what I did? No, I had to wipe some spit from my mouth. Okay, so, I hit a deer recently with my car. Now my car looks good from the back. My car looks good from the side, but my car looks terrible up front. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, my car's a butterface. Which got me to thinking, you know, the next time I see a girl who's a butterface, I'm not gonna be mean to her. Who knows? Maybe she hit a deer. But I know I can't afford the bodywork on my car. I have a friend. His name is Dusseldorf, but call me Dudley. I don't want anyone to think that I am a Nazi. I said, I understand, Dudley. I'm German, Scottish, French, but I tell everybody I'm black. Some of them believe me. That's not dirty, it's just stupid. I ran into this homeless guy the other day. He said, hey man, it's my birthday. Can I have $1? I said, what a coincidence, it's my birthday too. How about I don't give you $1 and we call it even? He said, I don't get it. I said, that's why you're homeless. I have a cousin. He has a cell phone. He only sends and receives text messages to and from that cell phone. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. My cousin is homotextual. And it's all right. It's all right. I'm all for homotextual rights. I support homotextual. I'm against gay marriage, but I support homotextual rights. Should have been funnier. All right, now for some visual humor. All right, everybody. All right, everybody. Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is?
Chicken dance.
Close. It's how someone dances who had a stroke in the disco era. All right, watch my face now, everybody. Watch my face. Do you know what this is? Stephen Hawking breakdancing. You all just laughed at the quadriplegic! Don't give me no racist shit! You just laughed at the quadriplegic! It's alright, it's alright. If there's any quadriplegics in the audience, please stand up. Or raise your hand. You laughed at a quadriplegic again! What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with me for writing that joke? It's okay to laugh at Stephen Hawking. It's okay. You know why? Stephen Hawking is a regular attendee of the Freedom Acres Sexual Club in California. He has the nurses wheel him in and naked strippers grind all over his biznatch. He's just like, yes, yes, Sherry, what come on, baby, you maybe get clap, maybe get clap, shorty in the love, shorty wanna hug, let me like a lollipop, I'll take you to the candy shop. I'm sexy and I know it. I've got the carrot scratch fever, dum dum dum. Carrot scratch fever, dum 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 dum. Exclamation point.
But Mr. Hawking, your arms and legs do not work. How are you going to tip us?
I only have one working appendage. Guess which one it is. Heaty, 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 heaty. Ho, 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 ho. You are a hoe. Alright, everybody, you know what this is?
You dance.
That is how I dance. I want the best myself, I don't care. The other day I saw somebody spreading baba ganoush on a pita. I did not know that baba ganoush was like the Indian version of hummus. I thought baba ganoush was like the Indian version of Santa Claus. If you are very, very good, baba ganoush will bring you good karma. But if you are bad, you will be reincarnated in Wyoming. Oh, really? I brought it home there. I am actually from Wyoming, believe it or not. People say you're so obviously French. How can you be from Wyoming? I come from a long line of French fur traders. I've seen every kind of beaver there is, and several there isn't. I've even been laid like one time before I started playing accordion. Now Daddy's got a squeeze box, Mama's never home at night. Anyway, the first person I ever met in Colorado, he said, you know what the letters in the word Wyoming stand for? I said, what? He said, Wyoming, where you overdo methamphetamine in nightly gatherings. I said, oh yeah? Well, you know what the letters in Colorado stand for? He said, what? I said, Colorado, crazy old liberals, Orado. First time I was on the interstate in Colorado, I saw a sign by the side of the road. It said, high wind advisory. I thought, my goodness, in Colorado, even the wind gets stoned. What would a high wind sound like, I wonder? I'm just gonna blow all over the place. This is what I do when I forget the next joke.
Is that what he said? You can't do it.
Okay, I remember now. You cannot see it, but I'm winking at you. You know what a high wind from Wyoming would sound like? Because it would be high on meth. Colorado passed Amendment 64 last November.
Hello.
You were wondering what I was doing. See, I sussed out the weed heads. You wouldn't have cheered, but you've been high. Anyway, they legalized it. You gotta watch out for the cops. Here's their new stance on smoking marijuana and driving. Flick it or ticket. I think it must really suck to be the Earl of Sandwich in the afterlife. Can you imagine? There's the Earl of Sandwich. sandwich behind Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein at the pearly gates. And God is just like,
Isaac Newton, what have you done with your life?
I discovered the principles underlying gravity and Newtonian physics, and I wrote over 3 million words extolling your virtues and examining your holy scriptures.
Enter into glory. Albert Einstein, what have you done with your life?
I invented the atomic bomb and I nuked the cooks. And then I felt so bad about nuking the cooks that I spent the rest of my life exploring your existence.
Enter into glory. Earl of Sandwich, what have you done with your life?
I put some meat in some bread and I ate it. But then Tommy Chong would pop up from the middle of heaven behind God.
Hey God, dude, man, you gotta let that guy in here. He invented the sub and the club and the Reuben.
Tommy Chong, what are you doing here? You're not dead yet.
I know, I'm just really high.
I did not know the term Your Highness was like supposed to be for royalty. I thought that's how you address Tommy Chong. More Doritos, Your Highness? I was becoming Your Highness in my car smoking a spliff. A cop comes and knocks on the window. He says, son, is that marijuana? I said, of course not, officer, try some. He was like, this is totally pot. I said, well, what are you doing smoking on the job? He did not find it funny. My friend, he grows marijuana, and he calls his plants girls to hide the fact that he's growing weed from the government. Also because the bud is what you smoke, and that comes off the female plant. That's beside the point. Anyway, he sent me a text message. It said, hey, Franchi, I got 3 new girls last night, if you know what I mean. I said, oh yeah? Are your new girls just budding with femininity? He said, well, they are prepubescent, but they will bloom soon. I said, great, Kyle. Now the government doesn't think that we're dealing weed, but it's pretty sure we're pedophiles. I like pickup lines. Do we like pickup lines here? All right, we like pickup lines. Very good. Guys, pay attention. This is my favorite pickup line. I pick out the hottest girl in the room. The hottest girl in the room. I look her dead in the eye and I say, what, you've never been wooed before? Now give me your number, bitch. I'm just kidding, she's not a bitch. Give her a round of applause. If she does not respond like that bitch did, no, I'm just kidding. If she does not respond, I hit her with the anti-pickup line. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Because it looks like you landed on your face. I'm kidding, give her a round of applause. She was not happy. She's like, my face is fine. I also like to do a little thing. Well, mademoiselle, ask me what I do for a living.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a professional chauvinist. Those tits are okay. I'm just kidding. I can't even see her tits from here. That would have been funnier if somebody was sitting up here. I shouldn't have done that joke. You know what? Moving on. I was on a missionary trip to South America, and while we were in the village, all of the people were looking at me. I nudged the tour guide. I said, what's the deal here, Juan? He said, Senor, they've never seen a white man before. I said, are you serious? It's 2013. Now I know what it feels like to be black in Wyoming. Speaking of Europe, in Europe they have an AutoZone just like they have in the United States. The difference is the European AutoZone does not sell car parts. It's just a strip club that only hires dudes named Otto. Welcome to AutoZone, Fräulein. Would you like me to check your oil with my tube stick? Liebe Fräulein, your quote, no. Time for you to get in the zone. AutoZone. That club exists in Belgium. In Belgium, they have also invented a device that you can hook up to your body as a man, and it simulates the pain a woman goes through during childbirth. They hook it up to pre-op transsexuals, and if he weasels out of the procedure, they call it the Belgian waffle. Funnier to me, obviously. We've had some weird weather this year. It was hot in January. We got blizzards in May. It's hot when it should be cold. It's cold when it should be hot. What's the whole world going through menopause? Watch out, pretty soon it'll be time for the hysterectomy of North Korea. North Korea putting the cunt in country. Since whenever they became a country. You know what you call a very hairy Hebrew? Chewbacca. Well, Hocken. I'm tired of these racist restaurants. I really am. For example, the Panda Express. What do pandas have to do with Chinese food? They're not making the Chinese food out of the pandas. And secondly, what do pandas have to do with being express? The only thing express about a panda is its rate of extinction. You know, it's just some racist Chinese advertising executive. What do Americans think of when they think of the Chinese food? The panda bear? We have mascot. The thing is, you cannot blame this man. He's not the only restaurant to try this technique. For example, you never see any black people in the Cracker Barrel. And that's for good reason. I don't know how comfortable I would be in a restaurant called Jigaboo Junction. I'm tired of grapefruits too. What a racist name for a grapefruit. It's not a citrus of the vine, and it's not homosexual. I think the politically correct term for the grapefruit is the Asian chick. Because it's yellow on the outside, pink on the inside, and it ages pretty nice. I buy me a sack of Asian chicks once a week from the King Supers. I'll eat an Asian chick with a spoon, suck the cherry out the center. Let the juice dribble down this dangling conglomeration of hair and funk beneath my lower lip. April Fools, I hate cunnilingus. So Muslims hate dogs. This is a true story. In 2011 in Iran, you can Google this. In 2011, the Iranian government issued a decree which declared dogs to be un-Islamic and dirty. Can you imagine how much it must suck to be a young boy in Iran right now? Father, why can't I have a puppy? Because dogs are un-Islamic and dirty. Father, what is wine? Forbidden. Father, why when we go out in public does mother dress like Darth Vader with tits? Who the fuck is Darth Vader? Wait a minute. You're saying I cannot have a puppy? I cannot have wine? The only women I will ever see look like photo negatives of the KKK? And you've never seen Star Wars? I feel like I'm going to explode! Someday you will, my son. Someday you will. Your inner racism came out of there. Now for a song about sheep. Once in old New Zealand, I played accordion. The locals did not like it, but the sheep would sing along. Ba, ba, ba. In New Zealand, I'm the sheep pied piper. Oh yeah, ba, ba, ba. I nearly got shot by a local sniper. Oh no, ba, ba. But the sheep sang a song through all his aim, and that saved me. The song the sheep sang went ba, 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 ba. That was the black sheep. You see what I did there? You know what you call a hooker with AIDS? A discount. Or a penis flytrap. Or Snooki. Or a particularly scathing but accurate indictment of the United States educational system because it's broke and dead inside. So I'm a substitute teacher. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the reason you should homeschool your children. Things have changed since I was in elementary school. For example, say you see a bunch of kindergartners sitting cross-legged with their hands in their laps. What style of sitting is that?
Indian.
Wrong! It's crisscross applesauce, motherfucker! Spoons in the bowl! What is this crisscross applesauce nonsense? That is ridiculous! No noble Native American ever walked into a kindergarten classroom, saw them kids sitting Indian style, and said, I don't sit that way. It's offensive to the Wabanaki tribe. Bullshit! I went to the principal of the school and I said, what is the deal with this crisscross applesauce nonsense? He said, I'm tired of finding kids passed out in a gutter with a 12-pack. What you doing, Billy? I'm sitting Indian style. I said, that is the most politically incorrect reason to be politically correct I've ever heard in my life. And I agree. But most of you don't, obviously. I am not doing good with these race jokes. I don't mean them seriously. I just think they're funny. I'm just moving on. I was substituting a high school. Things have changed in high school as well. I was substituting a PE class. All we did for the whole PE class, this is all we did. We watched an episode of Intervention. That's it. No running, no jumping. Intervention, you're done. And afterwards, there was a vocabulary quiz because it's about how this girl drank her life away in high school. And this kid decided to cheat. So I decided to put the fear of God in him. I said, listen, Billy, you know what happens to kids who drink in high school and to cheat on their tests? He said, what? I said, they become substitute teachers. When you're substituting a junior high and you find a condom dispenser in the staff restroom, you know you're in Greeley. I couldn't believe it. I looked closer, turned out I was wrong. It was actually a tampon dispenser in the men's restroom. Because apparently the kids are so bad in Greeley, even the dudes get menstrual cramps. There I was pooping in the ladies' room. I was substituting the 3rd grade, and this little girl said to me, Mr. Frank Jackson, why do you only have one ear pierced? I said, well, that's because I like the ladies. She said, if you like the ladies so much, what's the deal with that goatee? I said, well, the ladies like my goatee. She said, why? I said, because it is called the tickler. And that's when I remembered I was substituting the 3rd grade. Because she immediately said, why is it called the tickler? And I said, sometimes I will eat potato chips with my shirt off and the crumbs dribble down my chest and I go after them and it tickles. And that is why I'm no longer allowed at Stock Trail Elementary. People ask me if I will shave this beard. I say, of course not. They say, why? I say, it gets me free drinks. They say, how? I say, look over there. And then I dip my beard in this cocktail. He's like, oh, that's gross. I said, I'll finish it for you. Has anybody in here ever seen the movie Blue Velvet by David Lynch? Oh, one person, you didn't want to admit it. I know why. Today I saw Blue Velvet, or as I prefer to call it, the weirdest afternoon boner I've ever had. If you haven't seen the movie, I will give you the rundown. It starts out pedestrian enough. It's just Kyle MacLachlan and Lorna Dern on some kind of Hardy Boys mystery. And then all of a sudden it's sadomasochism, laughing gas, and Dennis Hopper, faster than you can say LSD. There's actually a scene in this movie where this dude is watching a woman undress through the slats of her closet door, and she catches him and pulls him out at knife point. And then at knife point, she forces him to undress. And then still at knife point, she gives him a blowjob. That shit does not happen in real life. I found out the hard way. Sure, the lady pulled a knife on me, but I didn't get a blowjob. And the cops will not take for an excuse. I saw it on Blue Velvet. It was the accordion that gave me away. She was naked but for one sock. All of a sudden she straightens up. Wait a minute. My closet didn't used to go. That is how I lost this eye a second time. Has anybody in here ever been blackout drunk? Woo! Oh, you're a liar. You've all been blackout drunk. Come on! Come on, who's been blackout drunk? All right, that's what I thought. I remember the last time I was blackout drunk. Wait, no, I don't. You see what I did there? I'm gonna skip that joke. I love Facebook, but I think that Facebook is a blessing and it is a curse. It's a curse because there is no privacy. But it's a blessing because there's no privacy. You can find out whether or not somebody is stupid. You ain't even got to talk to them. Just check their likes profile. If, for example, it says Bethany likes metaphysics, she's probably pretty smart. But if, by contrast, it says Kelly likes Scope mouthwash, that's a red flag. She better be good looking and housebroken. You sure as hell can't have a conversation with her. Hey, Kelly, what do you think about the situation in the Middle East? I think the Iraq and the Afghanistan are why kids in America don't have maps. I like mouthwash. Yeah, I know you do, sweetheart. Tell you what, get on your knees. I'll give you a reason to gargle and spit. I gave you a good pal. You know what Toyota is backwards? A toy yacht. You know what Subaru is backwards? You're a bus. You know what Rosie O'Donnell is backwards? Rush Limbaugh. Once I saw my ex-girlfriend walking by the side of the road. I pulled over in my car. I said, Mademoiselle, would you like a ride? She said, yes, please. I said, too bad, and I drove off. Fuck that bitch. You break up with me, you don't get a free taxi. No, I'm just kidding. That's a fantasy I masturbate to. Would you like to see an impression? I just glossed right over that nastiness. Would you like to see an impression of my ex-girlfriend?
Yes.
Good, I was going to do it anyway. My ex-girlfriend, here we go, my ex-girlfriend. Because she was a real get it? Here's my impression of France. Get it? Because they are all pussies. Here's my impression of Snooki. Get it? Because monkeys gave us AIDS, and watching Snooki on the TV is like having HIV directly injected into your eyeballs. calls her mama. That's a tag I've added. I don't know if I will keep that tag because it is stupid. I was taking my ex-girlfriend out on the town. I said, sweetheart, why don't we go to that place over there? She said, I don't want to go to that place over there. I feel like someone might try and rape me. I said, sweetheart, you don't have to worry about that. You're with me. You're not rape material. That is how I lost this eye a third time. Ladies, I love you, but men and women, we are so different. For example, if a guy breaks up with a girl, what happens? Her best friend comes over to her house with a 5-gallon tub of ice cream. She just kicks down the door. Oh, Nadine, forget about him. Don't die of love. Diabetes. Funnier to me, obviously. I went to a restroom. It was one of those unisex restrooms, and it was crazy. It had a sign on the toilet. It said, delicate plumbing, flush toilet paper only. So I pooped in the sink. They don't want me in any King Supras anymore. You didn't like that one? All right, all right. Any Star Wars fans in the audience? Yes, I'm not the only virgin. I was watching Star Wars Episode 1 recently, and it was ridiculous. I realized why I hate that movie. There is a scene where Qui-Gon Jinn is crouching down in front of Anakin Skywalker before the big pod race, and he gives him the key to being a Jedi. He's just like, remember, Anakin, concentrate on the moment. Feel, don't think. Feel, don't think? Am I the only one who's incensed the key to being a Jedi is acting like a woman? The guys laugh, except for this guy, because he likes that girl. They're holding hands. He's like, I'm not going to laugh at this shit. I will not be getting any. The other day somebody said to me, Franchak said, have you named your penis? I said, Luke Skywalker. He said, why on earth would anybody name their dick Luke Skywalker? I said, the force is strong with this one. Why? What have you named your penis? He said, Godzilla. I said, why on earth would anybody name their dick Godzilla? He said, because it's a big rubbery monster that goes around terrorizing Japanese people. You ever have to drop... Oh, are we at that point? All right, everybody. We've gotten toward the end of my set. I will leave you with this. Is Bon Jovi's mother Mom Bon Jovi? If Bon Jovi went to prison and were released, would we heretofore refer to him as ex-con Bon Jovi? If Bon Jovi knocked up a chick, would the result be Spawn Bon Jovi? If Bon Jovi were in Star Trek, would he be Bon Jovi? If Bon Jovi were in Star Wars, would he be Han Bon Jovi? Leia was a princess with buns. The planet blew up, she got thrown in jail. It's tough. So tough. Luke works on Tatooine all day. His uncle is gruff, he cleans droids and stuff, but it's okay. Don't you know you gotta hold on to what you got? It don't make no difference you're a Wookiee or not. I'm Han Bon Jovi, and that's a lot of love. Darth Vader's a twat. Whoa, I don't know the rest. Wow, thank you very much. Alright, my name is Franchak Seth, aka Kevin Bennett. God bless you all for coming out. CDs after the show. I will sell these CDs for anything you are willing to give for them. $1, you got a CD. $5, you got a CD. $10, you got a CD. $20, you got a CD. $100, take all the CDs because I will pass out. God bless you all. Good night.